Chief Joseph Asst. Monday, thank you all. And before I really begin, I just want to introduce the people who are here with me. We have Officer Vinny Bellino, and Lieutenant James Selleck, Police Officer Charlie Ryan, and Sergeant Ira Jablonski, and Lieutenant James Woods. I'm here at the invitation of High Lifeline and also at the direction of Police Commissioner Kelly. I first want to say, having thanked High Lifeline for including me and Commissioner Kelly for having the faith in me and the people who are here to be here tonight. I also want to thank each and every person here for the extremely warm reception, including when I was brought to see how many women there are in this section, to just peek in and how the women on that side actually started to get up out of respect, and it's a moment that was quite humbling. And I know I peeked in so quick that it was the NYPD uniform that represents all of the heart and soul and work that was put in to try to find Leiby from the time he was missing, from everyone from the auxiliary cop up to all the brass and all the investigators. And I thank all of you for that. The officers who were out those days, I just, in and out of the streets of Boro Park, there were a number of times. There's one member here who I won't put on the spot by pointing out, but he came home, took his children home from their summer vacation from miles away from here, in the middle of the search. And that's just one person out of 5 or 6 who were here. But every officer that was out there, from cop to brass, did not feel like they should be anywhere else in life. And I saw members, one of my staff, who I know she always makes sure she's home and gets a pass from night events because she's got an 8-year-old son. And I saw her out there both nights. No, there's no place else she thinks she should be. But having said that, I can tell you that each time that we've gotten a thank you, that normally when the word thank you is expressed, it evokes a happy feeling. When someone says thank you for a present, the person who gave the present says you're welcome. And there's like this good feeling inside because you're reminded that you just gave something. That the person's saying thank you. When somebody says thank you for your place in my life, the feeling is good because you reflect and you think, okay, I did something in this person's life. Me and all who are part of this in the NYPD have experienced every time that someone said thank you to us, including tonight, including at Leiby's funeral, and including throughout that day. It's a feeling we've never felt before, because while we appreciate and really respect and hold dear where that thank you comes from, there's an emptiness inside us that was never there when other people have said thank you to us. An emptiness and a kind of a helplessness that we question and say, thank you for what? We were part of an effort out here. We were part of an effort out here that we would be nowhere else. We had more help than I've seen in any major event exception of, or right up there with September 11th, 2001 in my 30-year career. So for every thank you we've gotten, I say thank you to the community in Boro Park and Kensington, for all those, the Shaman and Hustler and the community leaders and the media with the constant reporting, and all who were side by side, where we were able to multiply the numbers of police officers who were out there, in some cases by 10. And I will never forget that example of cooperation and collaboration. So thank you. Thank you. September 11, 2001, we're up on a 10-year anniversary. And what my reflection of September 11, 2001, I had a personal loss. My nephew Michael was 31 years old at the time. He was my godson. He was a firefighter who was killed. And what I came to believe is that our lives are a series. We call that 911. First few years, I never liked to say 911. I felt that it was almost disrespectful of what the day was. I felt I always had to say September 11, 2001. So whether it's 911 or September 11, 2001, I've come to believe that life is a series of September 11s. And generally, the struggle and the pain that we go through are very private. This was very public on September 11, 2001. But when a 90-year-old grandparent dies, passes away, in a way that's a September 11. And ground zero is the hospital, the home, and the helpers come, and that may be at the home to do where we sit shiva, or the wait for the funeral home. This is Leiby's the manifestation of evil that took Leiby from us is, in my book, in my memory, in my life, this is a September 11. And it's a very public loss, and one where we all share lots of pain. And like September 11, I mentioned Lieutenant Jimmy Woods. When I was newly assigned to Brooklyn South in May of 2000, I was so excited to be in a position to watch communities and police officers work so closely together. And to watch the activism that exists in all communities in the 13 precincts in Brooklyn South. And I used to speak before groups, and I would say, this, what we were doing in whatever form I was in, reminds me of hundreds of years ago, the bucket brigades of days of old, when somebody's house caught fire, and all the people in the community came with buckets, literally buckets of water, and that did not whose home it was, or whether the person was rich or poor, and everybody kind of chipped in that bucket brigade. And me and Lieutenant Woods, who I consider not only one of the people who's done the most for me, and I've seen do for others professionally, but a dear friend, had some disagreements on the analogy. And a couple of times he said he thinks it's corny, the reference. And me and a young, more, I guess, brash police chief, I said, no, Jimmy, it works. And I guess I kind of listened to him, tired of the reference, and gave up on it for a bit. And only to find that when the towers fell, it was actually Lieutenant Woods who took a call from the command center down near Ground Zero or at headquarters, and secured thousands and thousands of buckets from Home Depot that were part of the Union Bucket Brigade that we saw at the towers in the months after, that we saw it every day, and construction workers and police officers and firefighters, and Hatzalah and some shaman are part of that. And that's what we saw here in the last few days. That's what we saw here in the search for Leiby. And that's what this is tonight. This is the Bucket Brigade of old. I'm honored to be part of it. And having said that, I think by virtue of my uniform, my role may have been expected. What tips can I offer as far as protecting children, protecting each other, protecting us? What I'd like to say about that is we have experts in every precinct that can tell us how to protect our cars, they can give us tips, how to protect our homes, how to protect ourselves when we walk down the block. as people and as parents, I know there's a number of women here, there's no script on what we can do for our children. I know it's a constant balance. It's a constant balance from 3 years old to a 90-year-old mother who has a 65-year-old son still thinks she's got to take care of him. The worry never stops. The what if this, what if that, what if this new position he's taking doesn't work out? It just never stops. And it's a constant balance between our children's independence and living their lives, and us in some cases wanting to live out their lives for them. And I'm facing that balance. I have a 17-year-old daughter, who grew up in Brooklyn, 23-year-old son. And so that's all I can, that's really, I'll entertain any question during the question and answer period. But one tip I'll give you, not as a police chief, but is somebody who's living through this September 11th that happened last week, is that let us find ways of letting Leiby's being taken from us inspire us to do what we signed on to do before, and that's live our lives in faith, not take people for granted, whether they be 90-year-old parents or children or neighbors or friends, and somehow try to find some sense or something. I live most moments listening to my nephew Michael saying, because he looked up to me, saying, "Uncle Joe, that's awesome. Uncle Joe, that's awesome. If I do anything that I think is good, I hear him." I pray the Leiby's family will somehow hear him saying whatever it is, seeing whatever it is that they saw in this beautiful young man, boy, and that somehow we will take what we're experiencing now and let us go and continue our bucket brigades and make some sense and order out of this. Thank you for letting me be part of this, and God bless you all.